It's ridiculous to say this early in the season, a must win. And we normally say that because we don't want to go down. We're saying that now because we want to go up the other end. Thankfully, relegation's well out the window. The team have played well in their 2/3 of the pitch. The final third, they haven't quite done it. Bottom line, one win out of 6. Haven't won since the opening day of the season. Need a win today, John.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a decent start to the season, there's no doubt about that. The quality of football's been excellent. All that's been lacking is just that killer touch in front of goal. The big blow, I suppose, was Wilson picking up the injury when he did. He 2 goals in his opening 3 games, looked like on fire, but he's a little bit fragile.
He's very fragile.
A little bit fragile. And if he's out of the side, you wonder who's going to score goals.
Sure. That's why Isaac.
They brought Isaac in. I thought he was excellent at Liverpool.
Wonderful.
The goal he got was brilliant, but the second one was even better. The one that was disallowed was real quality. Unlucky last time against Palace. VAR played a huge part in that. But we've got to start putting the ball in the back of the net. And look, today's an ideal game for us. They've conceded 9 at Liverpool. This lot, City put 4 past them. Arsenal put 3. So
even Forest put 2 past them when they won.
Yeah, but they put 3 past Forest.
Aye, but I mean they concede.
Yeah, they do.
Everybody beats Forest. We did.
Yeah, they've always conceded, John. They'll always give you a chance. They're not a side that's going to get in and about you and try and disrupt you. They'll let you play, and that could play into our hands today, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Callum Wilson, a tragedy really, but on the other side of the coin, you know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to happen after 3 games.
Yeah.
He would be out as early as that. But we know it's going to happen. He's disrupted. I think he's missed a third of his season since he came here.
Yeah, look, his whole career has been dogged by injury, and you just think what he could have achieved if he hadn't had those injuries. There's no doubt about it. He's a quality player. His movement's excellent. Drags people around. He works the channels well, and he scores goals.
He's an England centre forward if he was fit. After Kane, he's an England centre forward.
You would imagine that if he had stayed fit, he would have been in this squad. People are talking about him going to a World Cup, but there's no point in taking him to a World Cup if he can't stay fit. No. And that's the big issue with him,
I think his chance went, John, when he got injured this time. The World Cup chance.
Well, you take Kane out of the equation. There's not many around that's better than Wilson. But the problem is he's never fit for long enough.
I mean, if you were Isaac today and you'd made the impression that you did down at Liverpool, and his 2 goals were fabulous, absolutely. Yeah. But his movement and overall play was very, very clever and enthusiastic, and he led the line, held the ball up. You come here, you're unlucky. I think he had too much time to think about it, his chance. He was almost running from the halfway line.
Yeah.
I always remember Jackie Milburn saying when he scored like that in the cup final, way back in the 50s, before you lot were born. There was only me around there, I think. But he said you had all sorts of things going through your head because the run's so long. Will they catch you? The people behind you? What's the goalkeeper going to do? Tried to think them, didn't get high enough because he sank it.
Yeah, it was, you're right, he had a long time to think about it. I think his final touch, as he got to the penalty area, he got away from him. Yeah. It was a heavy touch all of a sudden before he realised that the keeper's right on top of him. Thought he was going to go round him or just roll it past him, but he's tried to dink it and it was never on. I thought he lost his confidence a little bit after that during the game, but I think he showed enough at Liverpool to suggest that he's a player. And if you get him in the right areas, he'll cause trouble.
I mean, if you were him, you ought to be licking your lips today, because when you see how many goals Bournemouth concede, I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. They ship him all over the place, not just the 9 with Liverpool, but as you said, the other games.
Yeah.
So, if you were centre forward, playing at home, wanting to make an impression before the home faithful, this is the match you'd want, really, isn't it?
Yeah. They'll always give you opportunities for him. You just hope that Bruno is fit, because as hard as that midfield 3 were, all over the pitch, close down, win tackles. There's not one of them grab a game by the scruff of the neck, and there's not one of them that can pick it up and play that little ball, you know, play people in. We rely heavily on our wide players to get us up the pitch quick, but there's nobody in that midfield without Bruno who sees that pass and can play that pass. Now, if he plays today, you would think Isaac playing on the shoulder, he'll get him in quite a few times.
I mean, I think, you know, Crystal Palace, I get very upset and say the VAR stopped us and won because the goal was legit. And that's true. We did win 1-0 and denied it. Having said that, the amount of ball we had in the whole of the situation, we ought to have won anyway. And it was only what we don't do in the final third. It stopped it happening, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we had an awful lot of the ball. Had chances, but saying that, Palace had chances as well, you know, through the game. Pope's made a couple of decent saves, but we had enough chances to win the game. VAR, you know, they've had a meeting about it. I think they'll probably go completely the opposite way now, and they'll change decisions left, right, and centre now, referees, because he goes and looks at that. Surely, from whatever angle you see it, you realise it's a free kick that he's been pushed in the back. But for whatever reason, they don't seem to be man enough to stick to the decisions that they make.
There's only Oliver, if you remember. Oliver, Geordie lad, who did the same against Forest. He gave a penalty, he was told to look at it, looked at it and said, no, it's a penalty. But what you were saying is right for me, John, when I looked at Willock and Longstaff together, if it's one of them with Bruno and Joe Linton, we can get away with it, but the two of them, we lacked imagination really in the middle of the park against Palace.
Yeah, well Willock's got the legs. Willock's a good athlete, you know, he's quick, he gets from box to box, but he's not a midfield player who's going to get on the ball and make things happen and pass through people. He's a runner. Longstaff's the opposite, you know, Longstaff likes to break it up, gets it, passes it, but for me at times he's not positive enough. You know, he looks forward, but he's afraid to play that ball in case it gets cut out. Now if you don't play it, you know, Shelby gets an awful lot of stick for this, because his first thought is always to play the ball forward, to get in behind people, to get people in. And okay, he gives the ball away, but you give it away, they've still got 100 yards to go to do you any damage. You know, so I think we've got to be braver with those three in the middle of the park. That's why I think it's hugely important that Bruno plays today.
And I think he's got the best chance of the three that are injured. Callum Wilson won't stop. He won't stop. I don't think Maxi will. I think Bruno's the one that will probably play.
Yeah, I don't think, even if the three of them are fit, I don't think he'd take a risk on playing all three of them.
Oh,
they've all three have been out with hamstring problems. You're taking a big chance doing that. I think he'll play Bruno, because I think if Bruno wants to go away with Brazil, they've got 2 games in France.
He needs to see.
He needs to play, yeah. The other 2 boys aren't involved in international. And after today, you've got an extra 2-week break. So it gives them the opportunity to make sure that they are really 100% fit.
Funny enough, Longstaff to a certain degree went against nature. If you remember Liverpool for the great ball of Isaac, he played a
great little ball, brilliant.
Great ball.
Yeah, brilliant.
Great ball.
But he needs to do more of that. You see him do that, and you wonder why he doesn't do it more often.
Sure.
You know, he needs to get into that more advanced position. Willock's the only one who really gets in there because he's an athlete, because he's a runner. He gets from box to box. He's not carrying it. He's looking to get himself on the end of things. Joe Linton breaks it up. And bless him, once he sees the whites of the goals, everything goes. You know,
he doesn't want to see the whites.
No, you don't. You're not never convinced that he's going to score goals, but he's been great. You know, in there, what he does, gets around people, breaks it up, puts his foot in, and I just think that Longstaff's got to be. He's got to be a little bit more positive. He's got to have a little bit more belief in himself that he can do that.
And when we talk about the need for positivity in midfield, etc., whether Bruno plays or not, and Joe Linton will, of course, I personally would like to see Elliot Anderson get a start, because he's a quality kid. He's got everything going for him. he left here for Bristol Moor as a boy and he came back a man.
Yeah.
Physically a man.
Yeah,
he's looked the part.
Yeah, he has. He's filled out. You know, he doesn't look overawed by the situation. He's a confident boy. Believes in his ability. He's got great ability. I thought he was excellent when he came on against Palace. He caused them all sorts of problems.
Give us a lift, John, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Gave us that little bit of a spark. Now whether he plays him today or not, and this game, funnily enough, could be ideal for him because of the way that Bournemouth play. They're not going to get in about you, they're not going to kick you, rough you up, they'll give you time to play, they'll give you space to play. It could be ideal for him to give him a start.
If you're going to put him in, you would think this is the sort of game to put him in, because he's got the chance to do it.
Yeah, without a doubt, you know, and he's got the ability, he's got the belief. As you say, John, he gave us a lift when he came on against Palace, but look, I think he'll have a huge part to play this season. He's grown in stature.
Yeah, and everybody says the normal thing, is it too early for a kid?
No.
It wasn't too early when Gascoigne played, it wasn't too early when Beardsley
Look,
played.
if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Absolutely.
It's as simple as that, and this boy's good enough. You know, he's shown in the cameo appearances that he's had that he's more than capable, and he doesn't look out of place.
Not at all. Comes from good pedigree as well.
Yeah,
His granddad,
all Andersons are the same. Yeah.
Jeff. No, not.
Oh, sorry, John.
Jeff Anderson. No, Jeff Allen. Granddad Jeff Allen. That's the pedigree.
Yeah, it's in his blood, to be fair.
I think it is. I think he might go the other way and be a successful Anderson.
It could be, yeah. It fucking change, alright.
This, to a great extent, is the Eddie Howe derby.
Yeah.
Because it's Newcastle against Bournemouth. Bournemouth were making of it. He wouldn't be here, which he admitted in his press conference yesterday, if it wasn't for Bournemouth and what happened there. He took them from the bottom division right up to the Premier League. Absolutely fabulous, relentless, did great. But the bottom line is, his future now is not with Bournemouth, it's with Newcastle. It's been a big step up, he's done it magnificently. I mean, we all hoped that he would, once he got the job, that he'd be the right choice. If you remember, in those days, it was sort, and it's only a year ago that the takeovers anniversaries next month. We've come so far in that time. Whoops, my ears are popping now. But at that time, there was 3 managers being touted around as you should take. One was Steven Gerrard, one was Frank Lampard, and the other was Eddie Howe. Those 2 other ones were the big names because as players, they were big name players. But this guy's done better than them, isn't he?
He's done remarkable. You know, what he did when he came in last season was nothing short of miraculous. You know, we looked at him buried. He came in and he turned the whole thing around. You know, he gave everything changed. The way that we played, the way that we went about games. He gave players the belief, and where we finished was incredible. And this season, so he's just continued it on. You know, I think, and what he's done, John, is you look at the players that we brought in, it's through the spine of the team as well.
Yeah.
You know, goalkeeper, centre back, central midfield player, centre forward.
Yeah.
And it's quite easy then to build around that. Once you've got your spine, you can build right and left, get partnerships going. And look, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. It's going to take a little bit of time. Some people were upset that we didn't go and spend more money and bring more players in, but it's a gradual process, and they seem to be doing things in the right manner.
And the signings have been
The
fabulous.
signings have been great, yeah.
When you look at Pope and you look at Botman and Burns before that, you look at Bruno, you look at Trippier. I mean, wonderful. Okay, for me, the one that has been least effective is Chris Wood. Did a job last season in helping to keep us up when he held the ball up. But he's not a Newcastle centre forward.
Look, it was a needs-must situation at the time. He had a buyout clause. They went and they activated that. But Chris Wood is a different type of player. You've got to play a certain way to get the best out of Crystal, you need to get the ball wide, you need to get plenty of crosses in the box for him to go and attack. We don't really do that. You know, we play, the two wide men want to come inside, they don't want to go outside, they want to come inside, play or get shots away. So, you know, he did a job last season. Would you think long term? No, definitely not. But as I say, it was needs most of the time.
I mean, the good thing with Eddie Howe is that he's a Newcastle United type of manager. By that I mean he's a front foot manager. He wants to attack as his style of play, as opposed to Steve Bruce, who wants to defend. And by the way, he's working his magic on West Bromwich. I'm very delighted to say that. Yes, he's consistent, if not else, is Brucey. Consistently crap. But Howe has been a front foot.
Yeah, look, he goes out to try and win every game. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. He tries to win the game. He presses high up the pitch, and he basically says to teams, well, you're going to have to play through us. You know, the likes of Manchester City can do that with the quality that they've got. But, you know, that Manchester City game really was phenomenal. It was a great game.
We were terrific.
I didn't want it then. Didn't want it then. You go 3-1 up, you're in dreamland. It goes to 3-3, and all of a sudden you're thinking how long's left.
You do want it there.
You're thinking how long's left, but it was brilliant. It was great advertisement for the Premier League.
I mean, it's not just about Eddie Howe personally today. From his point of view, the reunion with Bournemouth. Chamberlain's number 2 was with him down there. Callum Wilson, bless him, probably won't be involved today, playing-wise, against his old club. Fraser could well start if Maxi doesn't make it, and it looks like he might. Richie to be on the bench. There's
a connection. Yeah, there is a connection. You know, as you say, all of Eddie Howe's backroom staff were all at Bournemouth with him. You know, he's got players there who were under his tutorage there as well. But look, there's no sentiment. You know, he's now manager of Newcastle United. He's got to go and he's got to win. And you don't win today. All of a sudden, it's one win in 7, and you think, you know, it's all right saying that. Well, we've only lost 1 in 6, but all of a sudden, it's only 1 win in 7.
Yeah.
So,
and you can't afford. I mean, you'll get a terrific reaction, I would think, from the travelling Bournemouth fans that sold out 1,500 or whatever it is, tickets. I think he'll get a great reception from them because of what he's done. But once Whistle came, he's got to beat them. He has absolutely got to beat them, because 1 win out of 7 would be absolutely horrendous.
Absolutely. But it's a big opportunity for us. You know, I think Bournemouth are playing on out with the way that they play. You'd be hugely disappointed if we couldn't beat them today.
And you know, we've had a fortnight. It's been a stuffing start to the season. We've had a fortnight since the last game because of the Queen, the West Ham game was up. We've got a fortnight to the next game after this, and then we've got the World Cup coming. So this year, the first part of the season is very stuttering. You don't want to go into a break with 2 home draws, which is especially when the opposition is Palace and Bournemouth. You've got to win, haven't you?
You'd love to go into this international break with a win under your belt. You know, we've got the break. It's nice that we're at home. You know, but I just think there's a huge opportunity for us to go and get 3 points and put a performance on and score a few goals as well.
Well, I'm to round up. I'm going to take Newcastle to win. He's at the score. It's 3-0.
Go on, give all that.
That would do for us, pal. But mind, that's before they kicked off. I thought we'd beat Crystal Palace and we didn't beat them. But we will beat this lot. I'm going 3-0 and the centre forward to score.
I can ask you a quick question as well. In terms of Isaac and Wilson, you might be able to put this over the microphone. When Wilson is fit, how do you see that shape up? How do you fit those 2 on the team together?
I don't think he'd play 2 up top. Because he's got a set way he wants to play, and he set it up from the minute that he walked in here. He's not going to change it because he's not. I think what he'll do is you play Wilson through the middle and you play Isaac on the right side.
That's exactly what he'll do. The guy's not an out centre forward like Wilson. You can't play Wilson anywhere else but straight through the middle. You can't play Wood anywhere else but straight through the middle. But this guy's a footballer. He's got good feet. He makes runs. He likes checking out right or left. He's not just between the posts centre forward. And he will play wide. If everybody's fit and everybody's on form, Maxie will play left, Wilson will play through the middle, and Isaac will play on the right. But they will play together because he's bought him. He's not going to have a £60 million guy sitting on the bench, and he's not going to keep Wilson out. So they will play together, but Wilson will play as he does now as the orthodox centre forward, lone striker. Isaac will come in off the wing. But what he'll give us in that position is a wide guy who will score goals regularly. We haven't had that because even Maxie doesn't do that. Almiron doesn't do it enough. Fraser doesn't do it enough. Murphy doesn't do it at all. We haven't got a wide goal scorer.
That was the last time we had that problem.
Yeah, but they played as a duo, didn't they? They played with two. I mean,
they tried to get one of them on the wing.
This boy will come in off that right side. Yeah, he'll put inside on his left foot. He plays it. He's a bright player. You can see him. You know, Almiron, as honest as he is, and works his socks off, and his commitment is great. But his decision making and his final ball is absolutely, there's nothing there at all. You look at, he doesn't score enough goals, he doesn't create enough chances.
So
this boy,
I think you a lot of times with the really good. Why did he hit it with your right foot?
But he does that. He gets to the byline and he kills people because players are making runs, and he checks back on his left side. He automatically kills people because they have to stutter, they have to check out again. So you know. He'd probably be better off playing him on the left.
He'd be better off playing him on the bench and playing Isaac. I've said 3-0 to Newcastle. Forecast, John, before we leave?
2-0.
To Bournemouth?
2-0.
2-0. Well, either of those will do me. 2-0 or 3-0 will absolutely do me. Guys, enjoy your pint. Enjoy the match, that's the most important of the lot, and we'll see you at the next home game. Yeah, God bless.
Cheers, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, God.